So it's been a while since I posted a video on my RAK 74 for Armaldi Defense. I did an unboxing of this, I think a couple of years ago, and I've taken it to the range a bunch of times. I've exceeded the 1,000 round mark, and I wanted to take it to the range today, get some footage of me shooting it, as well as do a disassembly and cleaning and show you how all the parts are looking as far as wear and everything. So go ahead and take it to the range, show you how that goes, and then I'll go ahead and take it apart and show you how it looks. So here it is all taken apart. Just got back from the range, cleaned it up a bit. Do have a little bit more cleaning to do, but just wanted to show you where I'm at with it. So I put just over 1,000 rounds through this. You can see there is some wear on the receiver, but nothing really significant. The chamber looks pretty good. Got to clean it out a little more. See, the bolt face looks really nice, as well as around the bolt. Not too much wear on it. Now to help with wear, I do use a little bit of grease. I use this Mobile One grease that I use, that I also use on my other weapons, especially my M1. It does help with wear quite a bit. You can see there's a little bit of wear here. A little bit of carbon buildup here. Spring's in really good shape. The dust cover. So it's looking pretty good too. The way I like to clean this is I just got like a really big brush from Home Depot, and I just brush the inside of it, and you can actually put a rag on the brush and just kind of run that through, or you know, a really thin patch, and it really helps clean this out pretty well, because usually that's full of fouling. Use a brush here as well. And the flash suppressor looks pretty good too. See, I clean this out. A lot of carbon likes to build up here. And teak wood looks really nice. Put a little bit of oil and oil on it just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Looks pretty good, but you can see it's kind of like, here's the hammer. It's kind of hard to really believe 1,000 rounds went through here, but it certainly did. So definitely looks really nice. Wasn't expecting to see really this little wear on it after that many rounds. So I definitely approve of the Armaldi Defense RAK 74. Definitely looks like it's well made. Now I didn't just shoot 1,000 rounds straight through it without cleaning it, so that could definitely be a factor in the fact there's not too much wear on here. I did kind of shoot it a little bit at a time, maybe a couple hundred rounds at most every range trip. So that could certainly be a factor. But this is definitely looking pretty good. So I highly recommend the Rally Defense RAK 74 if you can get one. They definitely operate really well. I have yet to have a stoppage in this, and I'm using two types of ammo. I'm using this Red Army Standard, which is starting to kind of run dry, and I just switched to, there's a new ammunition that Atlantic Firearms offers called Tela ammo. I believe it's coming from Azerbaijan. That stuff runs really well in this. And what's cool about that ammo is it comes in a 30 round box instead of a 20 round, so it's just a little easier to load your mags. Here's just some of the products I use that I mentioned. I use this Mobile One grease. That's really good for a couple areas, mostly where the bolt and any wear happens. Just rub a little thin layer on that. Definitely helps with any wear. You don't want to put any in the chamber, any on the actual bolt face or anything, but just any parts where you get wear, just put a little thin layer. This is really good for just some basic oil for it. I like it because it has a really good heat tolerance. And this is the brush I got. It's just nylon bristles, so it's not going to scratch anything on the metal. But it's pretty long. Get these at Home Depot. They fit nice and snug inside of here. You can put a little patch on it, run it through as well. It just really helps get this cleaned out. So these are the two ammunition types I use. You got the Red Army Standard, which this is made in Russia, and I haven't really seen it around too much anymore, so I'm not even sure if you can really get this anymore. You may find it online or in local retailers that still have old stock. This is what I recently got. It's called Tela ammo. It's from Azerbaijan, and it runs really well. The great thing about these is these are lacquered cases, whereas these are not. So these are a little bit better for longer term storage, but both shoot really well in this particular rifle. They're both clean shooting ammo. They are steel case, but they're a lot cheaper than any other kind of brass case option out there. I believe Atlantic Firearms still carries this. It kind of comes in and out of stock. I've seen some people on YouTube have claimed that this stuff could be corrosive. I guess some of the corrosive primers may have snuck into the first batch of the 545. I don't have any way to tell personally, but what I can say is that I have shot this ammo quite a bit, and I don't see any signs of it on my 74, though I do clean it pretty thoroughly every time I shoot it. I do use ballistol, and just as a normal rule when I clean weapons, I do put boiling water down the bore, help clean it out and flush everything out. So I can't definitively say whether this is corrosive or not, but I would always err on the side of caution. So if you think something could be corrosive, just treat it as corrosive. It may involve a little extra cleaning, but it's definitely not worth the risk potentially damaging your weapon. And I will say I haven't seen any signs that this is corrosive. I haven't seen any rust on my 74, but I do clean it very thoroughly after shooting it, so it's not necessarily a case either way. Now, as far as what kind of magazines to use in this, Bulgarian magazines definitely work really well in this. You can also get the P mags. They work really well. A little tight when you fit them into the rifle here, but the Bulgarian mags fit really well, so I'd highly recommend getting those if you can get a hold of them. The original Russian Bakelite magazines also fit really well if you can find those as well. Also, wrap is something I did. It's just a, kind of comfortable for your cheek on the folding stock here. It was something that was commonly done by Russians in Afghanistan, and it's also just kind of gave you a very easy access tourniquet. All right, it's got it mostly put back together. Just got the dust cover off. Just kind of want to show you some of the areas that I greased. If there's any area I see wear, so just right here along the edges. Also put some operating rod. I put a little bit on the inside here where it slides across the receiver. Just a little bit. You want a very thin layer. You don't want to put a bunch of grease there, because when you're firing it, you may get grease flying everywhere, and you don't want that. So just a very thin layer of grease. Just a very light touch of it. I like about the grease, it does make it really smooth. When I first got the rifle here, it was hanging up a lot back here. So if I kind of hold it there a little bit, it might kind of see it stick there, right there. I was doing that a lot when I was racking it, but now if I rack it, it just slides right over it. I think part of that's the wear that you get on the weapon as you fire it, kind of wears in. but the grease definitely helps a little bit too. Definitely want to use a very heat tolerant grease, so I use the mobile one, but you could use your preferred type of grease so long as it's resistant to heat. All right, so final thoughts on the Rally Defense RAK 74 is that I think it's a good buy. If you can get one, decent price, definitely jump on it. There are a few little differences between like a Soviet-made AK-74 that you'll run into, but it certainly is, for the price point, pretty good option if you're looking for just an out-of-the-box option for that. I'll definitely do a follow-up video when I hit the 2,000 round mark, probably do one every 1,000 rounds, just see how it's wearing in. With the wider availability of 5.45 ammo coming out of Azerbaijan, might be able to hit that a little faster this time around. If you have any questions about the RAK-74 Rally Defense, feel free to drop it in the comments. Be happy to answer any questions you have about it. I have a couple projects coming up, as well as some other unboxings that I'll be doing, so if you'd like to be alerted to those, feel free to subscribe and sign up for alerts. And as always, thank you for watching.